Welcome back to Must Have Monday, guys. And I'm super excited because A, I obviously got a new camera, and B, it has a viewfinder. And my other camera didn't, so I really apologize if I look at the viewfinder because it's very tempting, but I'm trying not to. So hopefully I'll get better at that, so please understand. This week for Must Have Mondays, I'm going to be talking about my must have concealer. Now, concealer to me is like a love-hate relationship because I feel like you need concealer. I mean, it can create and transform your whole look, whether you're using a lighter one, the one that matches your skin. It can cover your imperfections and bags. It can cover blemishes. So it's very important. But I always have a hard time really finding ones that work well for me. So this group I feel like has been pretty nice group of concealers. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so the first tool that I typically use is my finger, and I use this more often than not and on a pretty regular basis, and I just like to blend with my finger because it's quick and easy. Next tool that I like to use is a brush, and this one is the P84 Precision Angled Brush from Sigma. It's great because it's like a duo fiber, and so it gives you that airbrushed finish, so I like using this for my under eye for that reason. Another brush you could use, I'm not really crazy about the actual concealer brushes that are just like the flat top looking paint brushes. They're not like my fave, but these are great too. And this is the concealer brush by Sigma, and this is the F70. So if you like, if you prefer using these are great brushes for concealing. And last but not least, and dirty, is my Glamour sponge. So this is like my first choice if I'm going to be using a actual tool other than my finger to blend in my concealer. Any type of makeup sponge probably would work if you have one. So anyways, I think I'm going to just jump right into my must-have concealer. First one I want to talk about is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I have mine in NC35. And I love this concealer. This is like pretty much one that I wear like every day, my go-to concealer. So I really like it, and it does stay on and I don't get creasing. The next one is my Age Rewind, and this is the Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer. So it's in light, and I got this one for when I really want to do a really bright highlight under my eyes. And I really love this one as well. The next is my Dream Lumi concealer by Maybelline, and this is in Radiant. And this is also for bright highlighting. Next is my MAC Sheer Cover Up, and this one I have in NC42. What was recommended to me when I went to MAC, and I was telling them I wanted something a little lighter than my natural skin complexion because I wanted a brighter highlight. Because typically I'm not concealing blemishes because I don't have a lot of blemishes, so I'm really using it for concealing dark circles and brightening up that section of my face. The next one is my Fakeup by Benefit, and I just love this concealer because, as you guys know, it has like some aloe vera whatever concoction around the actual concealer, so it's just very moisturizing. And my favorite thing to do with this is actually touch up over other concealers. So I don't wear it day to day as a concealer on its own, though I have, especially on light makeup days. It works great. It's pretty light coverage, but I do find that if my concealer looks a little like creasy or cakey, if I just get a lot of the clear stuff that's around the concealer and a little bit of the concealer and just tap that out, it gets rid of that. So I like it for that purpose, and I think that's why this is kind of a must-have necessity in your makeup collection, because not only is it a nice light day concealer, but it definitely can add and help you with your other concealers. The last one is my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, and I've had it forever, hence why there's like absolutely no marking on the packaging, but mine is in tan. It's just like a really nice glow to it, very natural. The thing with this one, the trick to it is that you have to, and with all of my concealers, I like to put them on my hand first and rub them in, warm them up a little bit, but this one you have to because it comes out of the tube. It's just very, very thick. This is a high coverage concealer. I want to talk about aren't exactly concealer, but they're definitely an important part of my concealer routine because I always like to set my concealer. So the brush that I typically use to set my concealer is this setting brush by Real Techniques. From time to time I'll just use my big powder brush, but most days I'm using this because it gets right in there and it sets it, and it also helps to blend out your concealer as well because it's pretty fluffy. Powders that I typically use to set my under eye is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, and this is in sheer, so it does have a little bit of a pink. I'm not going to open it because this literally gets everywhere. It's like a disaster in a bottle, but it just has like a bit, it's just loose powder, and it has like a bit of a pink tint of color to it. The other one I use is my Revlon Nearly Naked Pressed Powder in medium, and it's just a light powder, so I feel like it's great for setting under eye concealer. Is just show you guys how I typically apply my concealer, and not like actual literally, but what I do is I just, and I actually want to use this, I can show you guys. So I would just squeeze my concealer or pump or whatever just a little bit on my hand, about that much, and that might even be a little too much. And this is just my day-to-day concealer routine. So then I like to just rub it in with my finger so it's not as thick as it was and it's more liquidy. And then I just put 3 fingerprint dots, and I already have my makeup done so I'm not going to do it, but I put 3 fingerprint dots just right under my eye, and then I either blend it with my finger or any of the other tools that I was talking to you about earlier, and that's how I apply my concealer. Now if I want a more defined under eye highlight with the concealer, I will put 2 extra dots just coming down my nose and also blend that out this way. The idea for blending is to kind of blend it out to here in almost like an upside down triangle, so that you just have like a very highlighted area right here under your eyes that kind of goes up a little bit to your temple. So that's how I like to apply my concealer. And if you guys have any other questions or recommendations for concealer, because I'm always trying different concealers, leave them in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
I can't, my face cutting off. I don't know why. Any like